Welcome back to Living Local. Our next QC Rising Star is a Bettendorf senior who is an Iowa State champion in the sport of wrestling. Her name is Ella Schmit, and she's breaking barriers in this sport, obviously, as she takes her career now to the next level. And she joins us here in studio today to share some more of her good news with us as well. Ella, thank you so much for coming on in.
Of course.
Okay, so you grew up watching specifically Iowa Hawkeye wrestling, and now you're going to be part of the new women's program too. So tell us about how that's, well, you're making history basically there, right?
Yeah, so I mean, through the recruiting process of finding a college to wrestle at, you know, I've grown up in Iowa my whole life, so pretty much when Iowa reached out to me, I kind of knew from the beginning that that was definitely a place that I would consider. And then, you know, just after going on my visit and being in Carver Hawkeye Arena, I pretty much just knew that's where I wanted to be for the next 4, 5, 6 years. So yeah, it wasn't too hard making the decision.
So what does that mean to you? I mean, personally, that, you know, this is official, this is going to be your next step, doing that specifically.
It means a lot just because I know there are a lot of girls that would love to wrestle for this team, and it's really hard to get on it. So I guess I just feel honored, and I feel like I get to represent Iowa as a state, which is super cool, and there's nothing else I'd rather be doing.
Absolutely. Now, over the years in high school and previous, you've wrestled both boys and girls. You won girls state. You were also the third girl to ever go to boys state and the first to actually get a pin there.
Yes.
How special is that? I mean, that and everything else.
Yeah, so I think the last part that you said there, making it to boys state and getting the first pin, was definitely one of my biggest accomplishments, just because there's only been 3 girls, well, 4 girls, 6 girls now, counting this year, to ever do it, but I was the third one. And then also just getting the first pin is kind of cool to me. So I don't know, I feel really honored to be able to be that first girl to do it, but then also I appreciate getting the platform that I got after that to be able to help promote women's wrestling.
Yes, and that's what we want to talk about here too. Now, Ella, you've been able to get other girls interested in wrestling as a sport, right?
Yes. Yeah, so we've actually, just at my high school, Bettendorf, we've started a girls team with almost 20 girls on it our first year. So just let alone in my little city here, we've got a lot more girls wrestling going. And then I've started a younger girls program down at Bettendorf Wrestling Club, which is all the little girls, to help them move up for high school. So just with that, and then also throughout my high school career, I created the Sanctioned Girls Wrestling shirt to help promote women's wrestling around the state and get it sanctioned, which just happened this year.
So that's like a clothing line,
yeah,
right?
So it's just a T-shirt that's really simple. It's like pretty cheap.
You can call it a clothing line.
Yeah, clothing line, whatever. But it just gets the word out. It's black and white, and it helped a lot, I think.
Awesome, awesome. Now, how do you go about, obviously, you know, anytime you do any sort of multiple activities in high school, it's a lot. So how have you gone about balancing all of that?
Obviously, school always comes first. That's always what my parents have put into my head, so that's kind of the way I think. But also, obviously, I love wrestling. I mean, don't tell them, but I like wrestling more than school. So, I mean, just a healthy balance is good. I think that's an important skill to have in life, is to be able to balance and make priorities. So, you know, just getting in my homework, and then during my free time I work on wrestling. That's pretty much it. It's
a good equation. It's a good plan. Now, Ella, if somebody, you know, let's say somebody sees this and they're a girl who, you know, would think, oh, that'd be kind of cool, but like, you know, it's frowned upon, almost taboo. Girls don't wrestle. What do you say to those type of people who are still like hesitant to do what you do?
I mean, my biggest advice is to just go out there and give it a shot, because there's a lot of girls that never thought that they would enjoy the sport, and now it's like they're its biggest fans. So I think definitely, just if you're not feeling comfortable with going and wrestling right away, go and watch a practice, go and watch a meet. You know, you can go on YouTube and look up a bunch of different videos, but just getting involved in the sport and you'll be addicted since then.
There you go. Breaking barriers. It's good to talk to you, Ella. You're I think, an inspiration to a lot of people. Thanks for coming in today. All right, if you want to follow more of what Ella does, you can follow her on Instagram if you want, at ella.schmidt04. You can see it on your screen there. We'll also have those details posted on our website too, at ourquadcities.com.